Good morning, classmates, faculty, family, friends. I believe that it is only right that on behalf of myself and others, I begin by expressing the gratitude inside of the hearts of us all for each and every one sitting here today. First, classmates, my brothers and sisters in Christ, thank you for your fellowship, each of you. Thank you for being the iron which sharpens the rest. Ultimately, friends, thank you for loving Christ. For it is through that love for our Creator that it is made possible for us to be united and also love one another. Thank you to the Delaware Valley Classical School faculty who have shepherded our class throughout the many years, who have tirelessly embodied the Christian notion of love throughout the many years, with every step that they took in fostering mature, Christ-honoring men and women. Dr. Erdy, thank you for guiding us, for providing us with the vision of the essence of a godly leader, and for the many, many hours and days of hard work that were necessary prerequisites to the flourishing of Delaware Valley Classical School. Thank you to the board of directors who have been persecuted for righteousness' sake, who, similar to our Creator, saw the good in something and fought to preserve that good, even sacrificed to preserve it, who have allowed the class of 2020 to both graduate from a beautiful school and also graduate together. Finally, to our families, thank you for making it possible for us to attend DVCS. Thank you for waking us up early in the morning, packing us lunch, and then dropping us off at the building every day. Everybody sitting here in this room has played a role in this victory, and the class of 2020 will be forever grateful for that. There are many defining moments in life, two of which are birth and graduation. Birth being when one little boy or girl enters the world for the first time, and graduation, when he or she transitions into the next phase of life and, in a sense, re-enters the world. One could say that the class of 2020 got the raw end of the deal in both occasions. When we were born, our parents and the rest of America had just recently rebounded from the tragedies of the attacks of September 11th. We were born in a time of pain, death, and fear, but we moved on. Fast forward 18 years, and we arrive stranded at the whims of COVID-19. We arrive at a time when many men are conquered by the fear that arrives with this pandemic, and these are just the lucky ones. Others have lost relatives or even their own lives to this monstrous disease. Along with everyone else, the class of 2020 was physically broken up due to the pandemic, and we were not fortunate enough to spend the last moments of high school together with those whom we have grown so close to over the many years. Overall, one could say we're either the most flexible class or the most unfortunate. So maybe it would not be difficult for our memories to be polluted by the unfortunate circumstances that follow us around like a dark cloud. However, both my own memory and the memories of my classmates, I believe, will never be centered in the bad. 9 days ago, as I entered Delaware Valley Classical School for the final time, it was difficult for me to leave, knowing that it really was the end of my journey here. I asked myself, why is it so difficult? I mean, what was I leaving behind? DVCS is just a building. It's just like any other school building. Lockers, desks, chairs, whiteboards. Maybe even to those who see the glass half empty, the building seems to be hot whenever you need to be cooled off, and freezing when the only thing that you desire is some warmth. Anyway, the answer that I came to is that DVCS is not a building. It is not material. It does not come and go. It does not die. It is a people centered in the immortal Christ. The difficulty in my leaving the building only consisted in the truth that I was finally physically breaking away from the good people that make up this school. And what a good class we have here today. Aaron, Rose, Mateo, Sam Hernandez, Sam Hu, Mariko, Rose, Brody, Katie, Andrew, Abby, Sam McGarvey, and Josh. We have done it. We have surpassed former expectations, and we have been victorious in this momentous occasion of our lives. And the prize of this victory is not found in the diploma that signifies the fact that you are done. Rather, it lies in the beautiful fact that you are now a loving, mature, great thinking, and most importantly, Christ-honoring young man or woman who will faithfully lead the next generation through example. Each of you possesses a rare and unique virtue that others ought to and will admire. And yes, with any transition, there always exists the inevitability of challenges, pain, and disappointment, but do not fear these monsters. Your identity does not consist in any failures. Your identity consists only in your relationship to an all-loving and all-powerful God who guides every hair that falls from your head and has a beautiful plan for you. So, class of 2020, be excited for the future, anticipate more victories, eagerly await the Christ-centered friendships that you will develop. But also, class, remember where we came from. Remember our home. Do not forget the relationships that we have formed here. Do not forget the little boys and girls who we once considered friends, who we now consider brothers and sisters. Do not forget the seemingly immortal theological conversations that we carried out of classrooms and into our social and private lives. Do not forget that we were privileged enough to attend a school where we were not only allowed to, but also obligated and encouraged to honor our Creator with every breath that we took. Play in your head once more the songs that we sang together, the songs that unfailingly filled DVCS with joy and love. Finally, do not take for granted what we had here. Do not take for granted the great opportunity to experience the beauty of Delaware Valley Classical School. Yes, there were times of struggle, but there's too much good for us only to recall the bad. We had everything here. This was everything. But at the same time, it was nothing. It was nothing but a small taste, a little glimpse into the beauty that someday we will all be reunited in for eternity. Parents, you were right to send us here. Remember the first time that you looked into the beautiful eyes of your newborn little boy or girl who was resting in your arms. This little boy or girl has overcome the challenge of 9/11. He or she has thwarted the trial of separation due to COVID-19, and he or she will continue to surpass the expectations and persevere through every time of pain that will come. That same little boy or girl who you once dropped off at school and lovingly watched disappear into the building, you are now watching leave school for one final time. Remembering his or her journey so far, eager to enter the next phase of life, and equipped with the knowledge, passion, and strength to fight every day for the good. And what more could you ask than that? Thank you.